everybody, it's me again, Russ Shaw. Time for another dash cam session. Yes, that's how many miles are on my van. Look at that. That's a lot of miles right there. Anyways, driving the miles is what I do. Spend a lot of time. Right. Anyhow, today, session number, I don't even know what number I'm on. Let's do a little session, throw them out there. Today I wanted to talk a little cognitive science, as well as a little theology. First of all, I wanted to start out with, I'm going to get away, I told a little bit of my story on the last show. I'm going to do some more of that. But with this session, I want to give some instruction. But I also want to communicate the fact that this is deeper than just your brain, all right? Yes, I'm going to talk about cognitive science, a little bit about that, some cognitive exercises you can do, coping skills, what have you. But this more than a brain issue is a spiritual issue, all right? And I want more than anything for you to understand that. I don't want to throw out little bits and pieces of pithy advice or instruction just to have you, have a week or two of success and then have you crash again. Yes, this is going to take some time. It takes getting back up when you fall down. It takes moving forward, and relapse will happen more than likely. There is the exceptions to the rule, but more than likely you're going to fall and you're going to have to get back up. So there's that. The crushing weight that happens when, you feel like you blew it. Another line from another Nicky Six song that I liked was a song he does called Accidents Will Happen. He said, it's not your whole life. It's only one day. And you haven't thrown everything away. Something to remember. But you also must move forward. You have to get back up and move forward. Try a new way. Don't spend years repeating the same stuff that you tried before. You need to dig a little deeper. Again, getting to the Queen Anne's. And, stuff just is going to surface superficial psychobabble, pop psychology stuff, right? When we have a thought, here's the deal when it comes to sexual addiction, especially. Sexual addiction is something that happens in your body, and it is very much a chemical addiction. But those chemicals are not something that you bring into you from the outside. They're something that are already in the inside, and you're bringing them out. You're calling them up because they feel good, and dopamine levels, norepinephrine, right? I mean, these are very powerful neurological chemicals going on in your system, and they drive us back to the behavior. Why is that? Well, I believe God created your body, and these are the chemicals that He used to have you experience joy and pleasure. In fact, are we all worship? We're all flowing out. We're all spending our life. We're like a garden hose with no shut-off now. We're pouring out all the time. Well, when there's a point you get to where you're powerless, right? You're powerless over your addiction. You're going to fall, and you see it coming, and then you fall, right? So it's getting up ahead of that. I had an email from a listener who said, I've done a lot of these emails in the past, but this one hit me because the listener was really looking to, get underneath why he did that. Going to the search box and typing something that is going to lead you down a dark path. But you type it in anyway, thinking that, oh, well, I'm not going to look at that anyway. I'm just going to type that in. you're playing with something, you're entertaining thoughts that you know are going to be bad, so why wouldn't you go upstream and get ahead of those thoughts? So I pray that makes sense. Like, the snowballs that start at the top of the hill roll down to these big boulders that there's no way you're going to stop, right? So you catch them at the top of the hill while they're snowballs. You get good at snuffing out those kind of thoughts. You know when they're thrown into your mind. And this is a difference between, again, theology and cognitive science. I don't believe that every thought that's thrown into your mind comes from you, all right? It probably does. There's, you know, different things going on, but you're going to have stuff pop up in your mind that isn't necessarily just coming out of you. Like, you, on a cognitive level, are not thinking about that, right? But it just pops into your mind. I've had images from porno movies from the past just pop into my head randomly at different times. And you have a decision to make in those times. You see a woman on the street, a woman that you work with, guys, you know, using that example, there are things that your eyes are drinking in, and you allow your eyes to drink them in over a period of time. You got to get good at snuffing out those thoughts. You got to get good at bouncing your eyes. The book Every Man's Battle said. You bounce your eyes, you're learning to snuff out the porno movie type thoughts that starts a thread in your mind before they roll down the hill, right? You have a choice in that moment to snuff out that thought. If you picture a fireplace with a rug in front of it, and a spark comes out of the fireplace, hits the rug, and it starts to spread, flame comes up and it starts to spread, you run up and put it out, right? Or you just sit there and, oh, look at that, it's burning. It starts to get a little wider and wider, and then you're at relapse. Am I right? There's a reason you chase the thoughts. You can snuff them out when they enter your mind. You can snuff them out, and it takes practice, and it's going to feel like whack-a-mole in the beginning. But this works. I've done this. This actually works. But more than that, why would you do that? Why would you snuff out those thoughts? Why wouldn't you entertain those thoughts? Why, you know, oh, come on, Russ, it's just sex. It's no big deal. I'm not dead. I can look at other women. You know, as long as I know. I mean, we justify with these things. A little attorney pops up in your mind and it goes to work to provide defense counsel, right? You have a choice. You have a choice. But more than that, the spiritual aspect is this. How will you define love? And how will you, behind your eyes, define freedom? This is a long-term question. Until next time, later.